Chronic inflammation can wreak havoc. It can contribute to fatigue, pain, emotional imbalance. So think about adding berries, especially the darker berries like blueberry, blackberry, any of the berry family. Turmeric, that spice turmeric, you don't have to buy it as a supplement. You can simply add the spice to your food and to your dishes. Fatty fish might be something you consider for the omega-3 content, and leafy greens. Have you ever thought about making changes in your diet and lifestyle? And I'm not talking about radical changes, or maybe you are thinking about radical changes. It's so confusing because there's so many trends, especially on YouTube and social media. Welcome to the Butterfly Event Podcast. I'm Heather Hewett, board certified naturopath and clinical nutritionist. Today, I'm going to get into some of my wisdom and insights from my 22 years of experience in the holistic field. I'm going to share some of my thoughts and wisdom on nutrition. When we talk about holistic healing, we're talking about healing that addresses the whole self, not just the symptoms. We're not just looking for band-aids. We're looking for root causes and addressing the whole person. And nutrition plays a central role here. The foods we choose, they don't just fuel our body. It's not just to make us look good, but internally, it influences our hormones, our energy levels, even our brain chemistry. I always say we have our own internal pharmacy, so we need to be careful about what we're putting in. And whole food nutrition even affects emotional resilience, believe it or not. As an example, when we eat nutrient-dense, rich whole foods like leafy greens, colorful vegetables, antioxidants that we find in fruit, high quality protein, all of these things provides the building blocks for our body, and it helps our body to be able to repair itself, also rejuvenate. And holistic healing also considers how we eat, also our emotional relationship to food and with food, and even the environmental factors that can impact our nutrition at the same time. Well, let's get into some practical nutrition insights that can support holistic healing. First thing that is best to do is focus on anti-inflammatory foods. So making sure that I keep mentioning that word whole food form, this is going to help with chronic inflammation, because chronic inflammation can wreak havoc. It can contribute to fatigue, pain, emotional imbalance. So think about adding berries, especially the darker berries like blueberry, blackberry, any of the berry family. Turmeric, that spice turmeric, you don't have to buy it as a supplement. You can simply add the spice to your food and to your dishes. Fatty fish might be something you consider for the omega-3 content, and leafy greens. All of these are nutrient-dense foods that not only have macronutrients that we need, but important micronutrients as well. The second thing to consider is prioritizing gut health. So I want to stop here for a minute, and I want to say, just because we may be on a restrictive diet that seems to have stopped gut issues, that doesn't mean our gut has healed. It just means that the symptoms are gone. And I know for me, I got to the place where I was sensitive, intolerant, and then even allergic, going into anaphylaxis from many different foods. It got to the place where I could only eat meat. And even then, I became allergic to that. So I never fixed my gut. And the gut communicates with our brain through the gut-brain axis. And what we need to do is, when we're starting to have issues, we need to go to maybe see a doctor, like a specialist, like a gastroenterologist, allow them to run tests. Also, you could see someone who specializes in gut health as well. And then you can restrict and then add back foods as your gut is healing, because when we restrict and pull out, gut bacteria dwindles and we don't get better, it gets worse. And then adding foods with probiotic to it, like fermented foods, would be great, like sauerkraut as an example. And having fiber-rich meals can help maintain a balanced microbiome. Now, if you're having a problem with gas and bloating, as I mentioned, working with someone who specializes in that and then gradually adding things back can help stabilize the health of your gut microbiome. The next thing to consider is mindful eating, because that matters. Slowing down and really paying attention to your meals helps your body absorb nutrients better and can reduce that emotional eating urge. When we're not sitting in front of screens and we're in that rest and digest state, that parasympathetic response, then we can actually get and absorb more nutrients. We're not in that stress state. The next thing we want to do is balance blood sugar. Eating whole foods with protein, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates prevents those spikes and crashes that affects both energy and mood. And this is important to have a balanced meal. Trust me, I've been on all these crash diets, and it always comes back to balance. We don't want to hop on from one eating disorder to another with extreme diets, but balance is the key. Another thing that's essential is hydration. Water is critical for every cellular function, but we just don't want to drink lots and lots of water, because we can dilute minerals in our body when we do this. So having some type of mineral-rich water, electrolytes added as well, and I'm not talking about Gatorade. There are natural electrolyte drinks you can make on your own that can really enhance your own body's natural rejuvenation process and its own detox processes. Understanding nutrition is just the start. Integration and application is also very essential. And here are a few tips to make holistic nutrition part of your daily life. Having plans around whole, minimally processed foods, and it's good to plan ahead. Some people like to batch cook and meal prep ahead of time. Then they know they have it in their fridge. Talk about having the fastest food possible. It's right there. And then when you know it's there, you're going to feel more safe, because stress in life happens. And when the food isn't there, then that's when we tend to go to foods that aren't the best for us. Listen to your body's cues. Hunger and satiety signals are your guide. Partner with them. Don't try to, I'll go 3 or 4 more hours without eating. I have to do it this way and I have to do it that way. Really partner with your body with compassion and listen. Pair nutrition with stress management. When we're eating in a very stressed state, we're not going to get a lot out of our nutrition if we do this. And gentle movement is key. We don't have to move and beat ourselves. We want to do things that are uplifting, that we enjoy. This is going to go a long way with helping us with stress management, as well as pairing with really good nutrition. And adequate rest, which is to me the most important factor. Getting adequate deep restorative sleep is very important. Holistic healing isn't about perfection. Take one day at a time. It's about being consistent even with small changes. Having awareness around taking care of ourselves and self-compassion during this journey is going to be essential essential too, because even the small daily changes can create this wonderful ripple effect that supports your physical, emotional, and spiritual health. Thank you for joining me today on this episode of the Butterfly Event. I hope you leave feeling inspired to make small, mindful changes that honor your whole self. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you can catch all the future episodes. And remember, your body, mind, and spirit deserve nourishment, care, self-compassion, attention every single day. Until next time, take gentle care of yourself and keep embracing your journey to holistic wellness.